I've been on mute. Sorry. Hey guys, we are live. So we are a couple minutes late, but that's all right because this business is definitely flexible and can work around your busy schedule and life. But yes, welcome back to my page if you are new here. My name is Elaine Claire. I'm 23. I am a medical lab technician by profession, but I do this online business on the side as a plan B and to have an extra stream of income, of course. And today is episode 3. So I have yet another nurse and another mumpreneur who is going to come on here and who's going to be talking all about her story and all about her purpose. She is originally from Zimbabwe and she was in the UK for a few years. Now she's living in Australia. And like I said, we will be talking about purpose, living with purpose, and also all about the online business and her story and how she got started in the first place. So I'm going to quickly add her to the stage so she can introduce herself and tell us a little bit about herself. Hi, sis. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for saying yes. I know it's your first interview. Please introduce yourself.
So thank you very much, Claire, for having me on your page. It's nice to be here. So my name is Tinashe. I'm originally from Zimbabwe, like what Claire said, and I was living in UK for about 5 years, and then now I've just recently moved to Australia. I am a mom of 3 and a wife, and I'm a nurse as well by profession. But I've just recently started this digital online business. So yeah, that's basically about me.
Yeah, so how did you find this business in the first place? Like, how did you go about starting it?
Okay, so I recently moved to Australia like 5 months ago. Um, it was just in search for greener pastures. Like we've got relatives that we also support back in Zimbabwe. So if you are an immigrant, you would actually resonate with me. We are all about taking care of family members, especially when we are abroad and they didn't get the opportunity to also like come in these developed countries. So it wasn't really working for us in UK because we were working like shift patterns, and there was a time when my husband was even working far away from home that would actually see him like over the weekends or see him maybe a few weeks later on. So it wasn't really working for me because it was actually like making me feel a little bit depressed and making me feel a little bit overwhelmed. So when we moved to Australia, just like a month later after we've moved to Australia, I lost my grandmother. So this woman is the woman that raised me back in Africa, and I used to stay with her as well and taking care of her before going to England. So I knew at some point she was going to go because she was constantly unwell. But the
Mm,
thing that hurt me the most was I couldn't go there and pay my last respect, and I couldn't raise money to send to Zimbabwe so that people can just support with the funeral. So that thing, it really it really touched me so much. Sorry, I was about to get emotional. So after that, I realized that life is not certain, and like we're losing time to be with the ones that we love just because we are here trying to work for them.
mm,
And I've also turned 40 as well this year. So I realized that I've got no savings, I've got nothing to give to my children. And
mm.
it's not something that I want as a parent. You want to really, like look after your children and, like get some little bit saved up so that they may be able to use when they grow up. So something shifted in me, and it said to me, for how long are you going to live a life like this, where you're just living from paycheck to paycheck, where you don't have
Yeah.
savings, where you can't even afford to go and pay the last respects of your loved ones? What would be life like for you in the next 10 years or in the next few years down the line? So I made a decision that I'm going to try and see if I can find something on the side just to give me some extra income. So I was just scrolling down through my phone, and then I met this friend of mine, my mentor. Her name is Tina. So she was at a function. It's called Gather and Grow, and they looked like they were having fun with most of the ladies that were there. You know, people of the mindset talking about online business, saying that people are doing great things with online things. People are even paying their debts through all of that. So I reached out to her, and then it was like, "Oh, Tina, tell me more about this online business." So that's when she told me about it. And to be honest, I was very skeptical. With
Mm,
online business, you never know which one is a scam, which one is
yeah.
an MLM, and all of that. So many people are getting scammed on the internet. So I said to her, I'll get back to you. So I spoke to my husband. My husband was also skeptical as well, because he was like,
Mm,
these online things, you're never sure. You never know which one is
mhm.
it. So I said, because she's a friend of mine, so I do to some extent trust her, and I know that she wouldn't even like
Yes.
lie to me in that sense. So he was like, okay, let's give it a try. So I didn't even give him a time to, like argue, and time to say, let's think about it and all, because as soon as I saw the opportunity, I said, this is what I really
Yeah.
need in my life at this point in time. So yeah, that's how I started the business. So yeah, that's me.
Yeah. Yeah,
Mhm.
first of all, I'm sorry about to hear, that you lost one of your loved ones and you weren't able to go back to your country. I feel like a lot of immigrants can really relate to stories like that.
Yeah.
They are working so much overseas just to provide for their families, but they're barely making it by themselves, At the same time, they're trying to provide for their direct family and extended family as well. So I feel like it is so hard, especially like I said, for immigrants. And also it's hard being far away, like you said, from family and not having enough to go back and not having enough to bring your family back as well. So life is definitely, not certain, like you said. And I feel like living in a cycle where all you do is eat, sleep, work, repeat, you're literally just paying the bills, and it becomes like a never ending cycle. Like it definitely gets to the point where, like you said, when you know you've had enough, that's when you draw the line and you want to find something new. And that's why you reached out to your friend, Tina, who's also in our team and now is your mentor. You reached out to her to know more about this business opportunity, right? And yes, of course, this business is very global. Like, you are in Australia and I'm currently in New Zealand, and we are from different countries, different languages, and different walks of lives as well. We both work in healthcare at the moment, but we're both balancing this online business. Um, so yeah, I just realized we haven't even started the questions and we're already 8 minutes in. Yes, let's go. It's been
Yeah.
such a good conversation already. Let's
Yeah.
dive into the first question. I feel like you've already answered this quite a bit.
Mm.
But do you want to add anything to this question?
Yeah, I'll just add a few bits. Like this like my life needed to change. It just didn't start like out of the blue. It's always been something, because I'm really grateful that I had the opportunity to, like go to UK and to give my children a better education whilst there. But as soon as you start working, it's like the never ending problems start coming out. Like you have to work like different shifts with your partner, you have to look for childcare, you have to be away from from your family for a long time before you can be together again. So it's something that I've always been like at the back of my mind, just saying that there's something that needs to change. Of course, I do work very hard, and of course, my husband also do work very hard. But you're just thinking, how long am I going to be working like this? Like when is this ever going to end? You just want that freedom, to be able to spend time, quality time with your family without worrying so much about, like providing for them. So I feel like it's something that's been ongoing, but maybe I didn't have the courage and the confidence to just, look around very deeply to find out what else I can do just to, like get some extra income. Yeah.
Mm. And I feel like we also have one body, and physically we have a max that we have, we
Yeah.
can only work so many hours until we're drained and exhausted and we can't keep up anymore.
Yeah.
And other than looking for a second job, it's so much easier to look for something that's flexible and portable, and of course something that's in the online space, because you can take it anywhere, even if you're out with your family or you're maybe traveling. You're able to take your online business anywhere, anytime. And like you said, you saw your friend with the gather and grow community that we had. That was actually one of my, I think, best community events that we've had, just because you're able to meet the people that you connect to online to offline as well. So I reckon eventually, like, I'll be able to meet you in the future in real life, but it's definitely like completely different when you're meeting them. You see them all the time in the online space, and then now you're able to meet them in real life. So that's how we're real people here, and we wouldn't be showing our faces, talking about our stories, showing our families if this wasn't a legitimate business, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the second question I have for you is, what does living on purpose mean to you? And do you think living just to work before your business was your purpose?
Living on purpose to me, it means that, you've got something to look forward to, and you intentional about what you want to achieve in the first place. So I don't think working is something that we were all meant to be doing. We've got so much future in our lives. So I made a I made a commitment to myself that I'm going to choose growth over comfort. So that on its own has been what's kept me going. That's what's been giving me purpose. And I've also learned to be, like sympathetic towards myself, even doing this business, because, like you said, I'm only one person and I can only do so much. You can imagine being a wife, having three children, being a full-time nurse, because I work full-time as well, and having a digital business as well. It is a lot. So when I wake up in the morning, I've just learned to be grateful, even for the little things that I've got, and also to be kind to myself, and whilst doing this, because I know that there might not be like physical results that have come as yet, but I'm really, really, really positive about what the future hopes, and just the fact of knowing that if all this effort and all this consistency I'm putting in, if it works out, then it means that I'm going to be my own boss, and I'm going to be able to
Mm,
travel with my family, and I'm going to be able to give them the life that they deserve. Because right
yeah.
now, I can't really say I'm doing that, but I
Mm.
would like to do more.
Yeah, I think the sad reality is, if we're working for someone else, for so many years, we're able to have a security and steady income, yes, but half the time, sometimes we don't really have anything to show for it, right? We don't have that legacy we're able to give to our family, like this business. for example, with your, let's say, nursing degree and your nursing job, if you work your way up to become a manager or something, you're not able to pass that role straight to your kids, right? But with this business, you're able to build it up from the ground, create a legacy, really build something for the future generations onward, and you can actually pass this on to them, and they will receive all of the commissions, all of the fixed, monthly incomes and all the things. So that's how you know this is really something quite different out there. And with all of the online businesses out there, it's definitely hard to find something that's legitimate, because you mentioned earlier that there's so many scams out there and you don't know what is true now. And there's a lot of pyramid schemes, there's a lot of MLM, but obviously this is not one of those schemes. This is definitely something that's real and something that people can plug into with a simple proven system. And you mentioned earlier also there's thousands of people in our community who have literally quit their jobs and who run this business full time, meaning that they have full control of their lives, right? So yeah, they're able to be their own boss as well. So the third question I have for you is, how has starting your own online business helped you align more with your purpose or values?
Okay, thank you very much again, Claire. So starting my own business has actually helped me to, to be somebody who is more time managing. Um, because I do this with my full-time job as well. And my values has always been to put my family first, to have time with my family, to be able to travel, and to be able to do things that will have memories together. So what this business has done for me right now is it has actually showed me that if you put in the work, if you're consistent, if you are committed and devoted to what you want in life, there is no way that you won't be able to align your value with the business, because the business is anyway. You can do this business even in the plane, or even at home,
Mm,
wherever. There's so much
yeah,
freedom and flexibility. And in the end goal, that's what everybody wants. Everybody wants to be able to work and to be able to spend quality time with their loved ones. Like what I said earlier on about, like me not being able to go back home when my nana passed away. It was something that touched me so hard, because I worked so hard. And like after working so hard like that, you would expect to have those moments as well with your loved ones, and to be able to just spend it without worrying about money. So I feel like this business has got a lot of potential, as long as you are willing to just put in the work, to stay
yeah.
consistent and determined.
Definitely, yeah. And you have to have an open mind and kind of an open mindset to think of it that way, because it's not just about the financial side, but it's also like the purpose that you have here. You're able to give back to other people, you're able to help other people here. And also, you're able to really show your audience and your community your true self. You're not able to just, because when you're an employee, you're just following instructions, you're kind of just doing what your boss tells you. But here you can really be yourself. And also the difference is, with having a job, it's fixed income, right? But with this business, like you mentioned earlier, it definitely has a potential to have uncapped income. You have an extra stream of income that is uncapped, and you can build it as big as you want as long as you show up for your business. Yeah, so what's one belief you had to let go in order to grow into who you are today because of this business?
So I had to let go of the belief that I needed to have everything figured out. Figured out. What
Mm,
happened is, like us, we just want to wait and say, oh, I'm not yet ready, or I don't have the confidence, or I can't do it, or I've never managed a business, I've never had a business in my life, or I'm not tech safe. We always give excuses
mm,
of not getting out of our comfort zone. So what
yeah,
I've let go is to say that I don't have to have it figured all out on my own. You know, when I realized when in that community gather and go, when I realized that so many women were supporting each other, I knew that if I just make that bold step, if I
Mm.
just, like trust the process and just take that leap of faith and just going into it and let God take care of the rest. So that's the bold decision that I just had to do. And that decision, I I really, really regret not taking that action a long time ago, because I've seen so much potential, and I've seen that, I've grown as a person individually. Now I'm more focused. Even my mindset is even changed. I'm looking forward to learning more ideas, more strategies. I am just open to any learning, and I show
Mm.
up every day for my business as well, even when I don't see the gains at the moment. But I
Yeah.
know very well that, if I keep being consistent, if I keep
Yeah.
learning from the people who have done it as well, because we've got
Mm.
so many leaders who have achieved so much whilst doing this business. So that's one thing that I had to let go for me to be where I am. And I know a lot of people out there are still in that same position,
Yeah.
thinking that, oh, I can't do this, I don't know how to do this, or I am an introvert. I can assure you that in our business, there is like a lot of trainings, there is a lot of support that
Yeah.
what you only need to do is to take that bold step. And you
Yeah.
will thank me later, and you will actually, start saying to yourself, why did I not make that decision earlier? Because
Mm.
I do ask myself that question sometimes, that why did I not, jump into this opportunity a long time ago? But all the
Yeah.
same,
Yeah.
everything happens for the reason. I'm here now. So, yeah.
Yeah, you're here now, and you really took that bold step because you knew, like I said, that you had enough and you wanted a change, right? But
Mm,
I feel like a lot of people can relate 100% when you say that we get overwhelmed and we end up just making excuses because we don't want to go outside of our comfort zone and we don't want to be in that place where we have to learn something new because it is foreign and it is something unknown. So we
mhm,
just have to take one step at a time. We don't have to have everything figured out, and whoever is watching and wants to learn more, obviously we have a step-by-step process, and the first step is to actually watch the webinar, and then after the webinar you can get started with our business, but you literally just follow this step-by-step process and you'll be able to check it out for yourselves, get all the information, and connect with us as well. But before we wrap up, I have one last question for you. If someone feels lost or stuck who's watching, what's something you wish you knew earlier that you would tell them?
I think I've a little bit touched up on it
Yes.
when I was talking earlier, but I will just emphasize on it again. So if you're watching and you're feeling lost or stuck, just like how I was a few months ago, you just have to let yourself know that you don't have to have it figured out all at once. You can just make that bold step of watching the webinar. You will never know how much you're missing until you have actually jumped into the system. So just take that bold step. Just
Yeah.
take that leap of faith and just watch the webinar and follow the processes. I can assure you, you will thank both of us later. Like I said, I wish I knew about this business earlier, and I wish I had the courage to just make that bold decision.
Mm,
But all the same, I've had an opportunity to do it. So this might be your opportunity as well, for you to just tap in and see what we've got in store. And I promise you, you won't regret making that decision.
yeah, definitely. This is definitely something that's life changing, and I hope our audience, whoever is watching, has been able to, get inspired by your story, whether they're a full time worker or an immigrant or a full-time mum as well, if they were able to resonate with you or me, they can sign up to our websites, which is on the screen, and you guys just need to sign up with your full name and email address, and you will get your own personal link to the free webinar that we've been talking about. But of course, yes, if you're a full-time worker or a parent who's tired of putting your dreams on hold, or someone that's a professional, who's worked so hard for so many years, just like Tinashe, then obviously this is a perfect opportunity for you guys. You guys aren't watching us on accident. This is definitely a sign that you should get started with this opportunity and the solution that we have. So, yes, you don't have to have everything figured out. You don't need to quit your job. Like we were just mentioning, we balance this online business with our healthcare jobs at the moment. You just need to be able to be open to learning more and be able to be open with all of the guidance and mentorship as well. So, thank you so much, sis, for joining me today. And look at your beautiful family in the background. Hey guys. um, but yes, thank you so much for joining me for today, and hopefully I will see you next time in more future lives.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
Later. Thank you so much for watching, whoever is watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Oh, we have some viewers. My mum is watching. Thank you so much for watching. She said earning income beyond shift work is definitely perfect, and it is the perfect solution. And also, we have a viewer, business partner from Canada, who is also a mumpreneur. She said so much potential in this business. You guys need to learn, get started straight away. And also another business partner from Hawaii, Tita Rina, she said aloha. So yes, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys on my next live. Bye for now.